How about now? Let's see. How about now? Let me check. This microphone is going to... How about now? Let's see. Okay, now I can hear you. Can hear me. I can... So, let me go through that again. Oh my gosh. This was originally, I thought, scheduled for 12:15. Then I came down, I saw it was 12 o'clock, so I changed it. Then now it's still 2 minutes early. Then I was telling you that I'm wearing a winter coat because I'm freezing, because it's 2 degrees. And if you notice that I had it on in the Craft Live, you'll notice that I had the sleeves because I'm wearing it because I'm freezing otherwise, okay? And then I said to you that it's so cold here, I haven't colored my hair, and all of my new growth needs to be colored, but I'm not doing it because I'm not going to keep my hair like wet that long. It's just too cold. I'll do it whenever I can, and everybody will have to deal with it until then. And now I told you that my hair has a life of its own right now. And with my winter coat, with this thing, it makes it look crazy, but sorry, I'm freezing. Hi, Tina Medley. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. So, and I was saying that, oh yeah, any new members we get to play our new membership song. There's still one that we haven't played yet because we have 2 different ones and we only played one last round. And then if anybody gives a super chat, we have 1 of 2 new songs. So that's what we do. And you should be able to hear me now. And then I was talking to you about Brendan Banfield. And we're going to talk about the closing arguments and what do I think. And I was wrong, because I thought they'd have a verdict today. But in my defense, I did not know that a juror was going home at 4:30. How would I know a juror was going home at 4:30? That threw everybody for a loop, really. We thought the jury would work till at least like 7 o'clock and they'd have a verdict. So I still have my other prediction, right? I still think he's going to be found guilty. But I will say the defense did do everything they could to throw some reasonable doubt in there. They did. But what I think happens, and I don't know why everybody thinks like it was all down to Juliana. I don't see that. I don't know. I think him taking the stand was the worst thing ever. I don't know. And I don't know. He just doesn't look like he's fighting for his life. I don't know. I think I would be crawling out of my skin. If I didn't murder someone and I was sitting there and they were saying that I murdered 2 people, okay, and I'm facing going away for the rest of my life, I would be, yeah, you'd probably say, yeah, you take the stand, right? Because you'd be like, I didn't do this. So in that case, he took the stand, but so did Charlie Adelson, right? But anyway, I just don't see like in him that, oh my gosh, like this is my life. I think the way an innocent person would be, right? I don't know. I would be going nuts. And I just, because it didn't seem like a strong finish from his defense, you know, because the guy, I'll tell you about the guy, and I'll tell you about some of the points he made that maybe could give some of the jurors a little bit of reasonable doubt. But then it doesn't work because I'll tell you why. But he's not prepared. He reminds me of, my lips are so chapped, some guy that's like always running around and you're like, hey, do you have that report done? Yeah. Hold on. Yep, I got it. It's right here. Let's see. All right. Yep. No, I got it. Turn my mic on. Okay. Turn my mic on. All right. Okay. All right. What is that? Exhibit 79? Oh no, it's 99. Oh, okay, okay. Hold on. I got it. I just okay. He's like that kind of guy. Okay. And it's scary because someone's life is on the line. That if he was defending any of you, I don't think you'd appreciate him going into court like that. But that's how it seems. I mean, throughout this whole case, that's how he seems. And I don't know whether they did make a joke about him and technology and stuff, but come on. By now, let's say you're not good with technology, then you better get an assistant that can do all the stuff for you and bring her in. Because it's ridiculous. So that's a problem because he sounds like, he wrote it on the way in and then it's like, oh gosh, wait, did you put that in there? No. I'll remember. Hold on. I'll just put something here. I'll remember to say that. Okay. I'll just put a little thing here and I'll remember to say that. All right. And then he gets to it and he's like, now what was I supposed to say there? What was that mark about? Oh gosh. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. I know. But did anybody watch this guy? He's gotten some of their names mixed up too. Yeah, it's scary, right? It's a little scary if your life was on the line, Tina, and this guy is representing you. Be scary, okay? It's really like he is like writing it on the way to the courthouse. And then I imagine that it was a good thing that she took a 15-minute break, during his closing, because I feel like that he got to like say, okay, what did I forget? Okay, I'm going to write that down. Yeah, I'm going to add that into here. Yeah, let me add that in here. All right. I'm telling you, I feel bad for this guy. I feel like he always had evaluations and things in school. Like, I don't know what I know him as Mr. Carroll. I don't know what his first name is, but whoever it is, it probably, let's just say, he would be such a great student if only he was more prepared. If only he took the time to prepare. That's what I think he got. Oh my gosh. Also, I didn't think they should use the child's name in the trial. Well, I don't, yeah. You could, you could stop that. You could say V, yeah. But they've used it so much. But do you think Brendan looks like he's fighting for his life? I don't know. I don't think he does. Either that or he thinks this guy did really good. I don't know. But, okay, so the prosecutor, she's full of snark, isn't she? She's real snarky. She's really, really snarky. I never saw a prosecutor do a rebuttal like she did. She did like a 5-minute rebuttal. Very, very sure of herself. So let's get to the point, okay? So she did her closing argument. And then she was pretty quick on that too, the first part of it. She's snarky though. She's snarky to the judge sometimes too. But she did, she did her opening statement. Basically, it kept your interest, I think. But the problem with Carroll is, Mr. Carroll, he's trying so hard to articulate something to the jury, and I think it's going right over the jury's head. I really do. Because he's too long-winded. Okay, you could tell these jurors are probably like zoning out, like, what's for lunch today? You think we'll have pizza? Because he should have hired someone. And he should have told them, look, this is what I want to say. Draft it up for me in a way that they're going to understand. Because the whole thing with Miller being thrown off the case and the catfishing thing, I think he's like lost them. And then he made some points in the blood spatter and things, and then he gave like these numbers, and he's like, the digital forensics don't match up. But now if you see when the prosecutor went up there, she said the digital forensics don't match up, and they wish that they had. Did you hear her say that? She wishes that the digital forensics matched so that they would have that without any doubt in there. I forget how she worded it, but how she did it didn't do her any favors. But let me see here. But then she said something like, what he's saying doesn't match the evidence I have, and it probably, I'm going to speak for you guys, it doesn't match yours either, or something. And, yeah, it doesn't match her evidence. And then she said, the dismissal about Miller, she said, is just, she called it HR woes of the police department. So she's trying to say it has nothing to do with this case. He wasn't thrown off the case for any reason because they couldn't get a narrative through with him. And she's saying, she just poo-pooed it. It didn't mean anything. And then she said there was always evidence that said it was catfishing. She said the defendant lied. He said he was going to a work meeting, he was up for a promotion, and then his boss came up and he lied. And if he lies about small things, what's he going to do about lying about big things, right? So there she's got something too, because he is lying about going to the work meeting. He was in jeans and sneakers, but even so, his boss said he wasn't going to any work meeting. He wasn't going up to make a presentation, that he was up for a promotion or anything like that. So they've got him lying there. And although, let's see, the defense did have some bloodstain analysis that could cause some reasonable doubt, and then talking about the knife not having any DNA from Brandon, but having it from Joe and Christine. Could give them something. And then the morning of, when he was trying to say that Juliana's watch said she was in bed and she was sleeping, and then somebody was contacting Joe Ryan, and Brendan was at McDonald's. So who was doing it? He said it had to be Christine. So that could play with them too. Now I disagree. I wrote with the prosecutor. She kept saying, what is Juliana's, what is she getting out of lying about this? Is she kidding me? She goes, she's getting $10,000 and she'll be a convicted murderer. Who's going to hire her as a nanny? Well, excuse me. Number one, what is she getting out of this? She would be a convicted murderer who's getting out of prison, who's not going to prison, right? She's not going. She's getting time served and she's getting out of here. And the prosecutor's all like, oh, she's just getting $10,000 to help her family. That's a bunch of crap. She has every reason to lie, okay? Because if she didn't kill anyone and she didn't do any of this, why the hell isn't she fighting? Right? So most people would say, if I didn't kill anybody, I'm not going to take a plea deal that says I killed someone. Okay? So, hey, UHP. So anyway, I know you love the prosecutor, and that's okay. But it doesn't make sense what she said. Juliana's getting a sweetheart of a deal. I don't know anybody that got a deal like this. She killed someone, and she's getting time served, and she's walking out of jail. Not even going to prison, okay? So that's wrong. It's not the $10,000. She's getting that in addition to this. So, yeah, no, it's that she's not spending the rest of her life in prison. Okay, and then let's see what else I have here. She also told them, like I said, the digital evidence does not fit. So she tells them it doesn't fit the way they want. Okay. And when the defense was saying that digital forensics doesn't match up, he was pointing out times when somebody was messaging with FetLife from the home and Brendan or Juliana weren't there. Now, I don't know why the prosecutor did not go and get, maybe there's a reason she didn't, because maybe it didn't show what I'm thinking. But if Christine didn't do this FetLife account and stuff, why wouldn't the prosecutor go and get Christine's time, the time she worked, get them, signed off by a supervisor, and compare that to the FetLife messages from her laptop at home. So when the laptop has an IP address at the house, if anybody is contacting FetLife or Telegram and Christine is working, why didn't she show that? So I don't know. Is there a reason she didn't show it? Did it not show what she wanted to? And if so, why didn't the defense bring it up? I don't know why no one brought that up. I don't know. That's so weird. Okay. But the forensics, they both say do not line up. Okay? It doesn't make sense. So it doesn't make sense. And it could be powerful in creating doubt, but it could also they could ignore it because of other things they saw, okay? Now, why wouldn't they try to get more evidence of Christine having any other encounters? Anything? You're telling me Joseph, we're to believe that this is Christine's making. This is the first time she's been with anybody in this account, if this was her, and she arranges for something like this to happen. I find that hard to believe. How come they haven't showed us any instances of her speaking with anybody else? Now, I have to say, before this, and I'm very upset about this judge right now, because I'm going to tell you something. They had somebody from the media there asking for the rest of the body cam videos. Now, we know in every trial, when they're over, we get that discovery. We get those body cam videos. They're not giving them to us this time. You know why? Besides the ones that we have, the one we have, you know why? They don't want to go through and redact the parts that show the victims. And I thought she was being a really pompous person. And I thought the member of the media said, hey, look, we're entitled to see this stuff. She tried to get her to say you could get somebody to redact. No, we're just not going to do that. No. I think that's wrong. It really is. And I hope they can appeal that. I hope they appeal that. Because that's ridiculous. And it shouldn't be on the judge anyway. It should be on the sheriff's department. They're the ones that go to redact that. So I don't know. It's really crazy. So we talked about Juliana. She was with Brendan when the Gmail was made, and then there was that discrepancy. The defense lawyer said that Juliana said she didn't know how to handle or open Gmail or something, and then the prosecution said that's not what she said. That's not, he took that and he made it more than it was. That's not what she said, okay? Hi, Wet Angel. That's not what she said. And then, let's see. Okay, we went through that one. Let's see. Okay, then I bring it back again. No matter what kind of doubt they're going to cast, what's going to override it for me is that Brendan went in that house as a federal agent and brought his kid in there, not knowing. Now, I know he didn't technically bring his kid in there, that Juliana was coming holding the child. But still, when he saw them coming, he could have said, get back, get out of here, don't come in here. What kind of father would put his 4-year-old child in danger? He doesn't know who's in his house. He doesn't know where they are. He doesn't know what kind of weapons they have. He doesn't know what they're doing there. Why doesn't he just tell them to get out? And then he leaves her there, and she follows him up the stairs. That's going to trump most of that other digital forensics, because digital forensics, they can be interpreted differently. There's a lot of things, but that speaks volumes to me. That and his testimony on the stand. Okay. So let's see. He gave them some specific numbers to look at with the digital evidence. And he says the stuff doesn't match. And then he talked about a 2-step verification. And he said that they said they took the 2-step verification off, but it wasn't off. And that Christine, if she didn't create that account, would have seen that. And they showed an email where the 2-step verification came through. So that, but again, his actions trump it. Now, hold on, that's something else. And that's something else. We talked about that already. Juliana was out. He was at McDonald's. Someone was in the house contacting Joe Ryan. Oh, and here's this thing. He said, and what's more likely, that Brendan kills his wife of so many years for a nanny affair of 6 weeks? I would have drilled that home a little bit more, because he had multiple affairs, he said, and he was also looking for a sugar baby because the sugar baby would know that he wasn't going to get a divorce and he wasn't going to leave his wife. And it's not like Juliana was like smoking hot or something, right? Does anybody think Juliana is like smoking hot? Okay, I don't know. His wife was more attractive. His wife was a professional woman, a nurse, right? Great job and everything. Why would he throw that away for Juliana? Okay. Obviously, if it was intimate relations he wanted, he could have done it with anybody because he'd been doing it. So if he has a freak flags flying and wants something freaky, he could go to any of those freak sites and get a freaky girl, right? It didn't seem to be a problem. Okay, so if that was the thing, why would he, what did Juliana have that he was going to kill his wife? Isn't it more likely that she wanted what he had? That she wanted Christine's life? To me, that's like so much more. And they should have really said that more than they did. Okay, now I know people said that when he was talking about Juliana on the stand, they saw him smiling and like he still loves her and like there was something so special. I don't know what about that girl, because that girl, to me, I don't know, she seems so horrible. I don't get it. She had a lot more, right? Okay, here's the thing she would have got. If he married her, she would be able to stay in the country. She'd have a wealthy man supporting her for the rest of her life, right? She's not going to have to go back to Argentina. Okay, she wasn't, is she from Argentina? No, she's from Brazil. I'm sorry. She's from Brazil. But I don't think, there's different, I don't think she was, some of these girls come from a lot of money. They go to private schools, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that was Juliana. And from the letters we see her writing back to her mother, it doesn't seem like an easy life, right? So she had everything to gain, right? She had everything to gain if he killed his wife. She had everything to gain. It's almost more likely they should have said that she blackmailed him or something, right? I mean, I don't know. I think that's where they could have taken that a little bit. So anyway, let's see. And even you could go so far as look at her first letters when she kept saying, you didn't do this. You didn't do this. And she even has some wording in one of her letters that makes it sound like she had everything to do with this and he didn't. He went along with it or something. And that's the other thing. The jury had to read those letters. And I've read them here and I think it took me 2 hours. So that was another thing with that juror going home early. But if they see the wording in those letters about Juliana, she's a very manipulative person. And she is swift. She's not this little naive. I heard someone on a one of these shows saying something like, oh, the brain is not developed at 24 and she's just this little naive thing. No, she's not. No, she's not. Did you hear her making the negotiations for Netflix? Come on. And so the prosecutor said, oh, what, for $10,000 and she's never going to be able to be hired again? No. I don't believe it. So, yeah, I think Juliana was way involved in all of this. I think she was the one that was probably doing all of those messages. Anyway, so I do disagree with the prosecutor saying that $10,000 is the only thing she's getting. No, she's getting a get out of prison card. Okay, and some of the blood stain analysis that the defense said could cause them to think. He says, like, the spot where Brendan said he got hit, or that Joe Ryan hit him, happens to have the right blood on it. So all of this could cause doubt. Hi, Jen. Could, all of this, what he said there could cause. All you need is one juror that says, I don't know. Who knows? Now, we don't know. But maybe. I do think they'll have a verdict on Monday, and I still do think they're going to find him guilty. I think there's just too much, but then some could think Juliana is a liar. Hold on a minute. So, okay. Again, there was a disagreement from the prosecutor saying that it wasn't touch DNA on the knife, it was the blood. But still, it doesn't have Brendan's. Oh, that's the other thing. Almost everyone. How many cases have we covered? OJ, I mean, there's a cut, right? Because it's frantic, and this was definitely frantic. Now, the one thing is, he didn't seem to have brought a very sharp knife, right? He had almost like a knife you would use for cooking, right? Didn't even have, and it might be the reason because it had like a rounded tip. Okay, and a lot of people, when they're stabbing someone, the blood is slippery and then the knife slips and they cut themselves somewhere. So many people have a cut somewhere from the knife, right? So many people have a cut somewhere. But guess what? Brendan has no cuts on his hand, but Joe Ryan has a cut on his hand. Now, that could have been put there purposely. But still, that's a little something that the defense put out there, okay? But I still think they're going to see through it. But somebody could hold out. I don't know. Somebody, it's a lot to have on your head that you're going to send someone away for the rest of their lives. And if you have a little bit of something, some people might not be able to do it and they might hold out and have a hung jury. I don't know. He did put some little things in there, but we've seen stuff like that before that's even been more, and the juries come back right away, boom, right? So I do think the jury will convict him, and I think it will be on Monday. Okay, let's see. But I do think a lot of what the defense was trying to say went over the jury's head, and I wish that he would have simplified it for them. Okay, let's see. What do I have there? Oh yeah, he was also talking about how there was no blood between like the fingers here, and he's saying that's because he had the knife so tight. He's talking about Joe Ryan, and he said, what about that? You know, he just told, you know, different things. What else? Let's see here. See, and it's very possible that Joe Ryan apparently, if you looked at his FetLife messages, didn't like knife play that drew blood. He didn't like it. So it's very possible he brought a dull knife. And that's why there's not a lot of cuts on anyone, except when they were actually... Okay. See, do I have anything else? I think that's about what I've got in my pineapple notes. Let me just see something else here. Hold on. Hang on a minute, guys. Hang on. We have a couple of things. We have a letter. We have a couple of things from that didn't put up from the 29th. So here's a letter. Take a letter, Maria. Names I feel like I want to have this conversation while cuddling, holding your hand, and having the other on your belly. It's a dream I can't wait to have. I really like the name Chloe that you suggested. Daphne is another I like. She was a god of... What does she have? Of strong... What does she have? Jorings? What does she have then? Hold on a minute. I've got to make this. I can't... Why can't this... Okay. It looks like she's saying strong Jorings and brooks. Oh, streams. Streams. Okay, hold on. Streams, springs, and brooks. Wow, this writing is atrocious. Reminds me of you with the color. For now, I find boy names more difficult. Robert or Robbie come to mind after my father, grandfather, and my middle name. I like Lucas and Ethan. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Okay. Oh, boy. As I think about this, all I want is to hold you. Hold your hands and look into your eyes and dream about this. Love you. And I'm not sure why they put this. It's just that's the picture of Joe Ryan. That might have been in his account there. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. Oh, boy. Let's try this again. They put a kitten. That's not a kitten. That's a dog. Why they say it's a kitten, I don't know. It's a dog. Okay, let's see what we got here now. Letter to JP. Okay, let's see what this is. 10/22/23. We got off the phone tonight, and all I think of is you. You don't deserve this situation you are in. I miss you so dearly. We all miss you so much. I think about it all the time that you saved me. You brought light back into my life from all the darkness and sadness. You are beautiful and kind, even far away. Tragedy can bring people together with a hope to rebuild. This was the toughest of situations, and you did your best and the right thing. You helped lift me out of my depression with your wonderful smile and bright gleaming eyes. Oh, this is Brendan. Oh my goodness. Look at it, his writing. Wow. Hold on a second. So he wrote the baby names too. That wasn't her, that was him. Ah, okay. Let's see. Boy, this is scary. You helped lift me out of my depression with your wonderful smile and bright gleaming eyes. Every day is tough without you here. It is extremely lonely. I'm here eagerly waiting for your return. Your spot is ready for you. I love you. I know you said you have had dark thoughts. Remember, your journey is not told yet. And it is, oh my gosh, he can't even spell. Definitely not complete. There will be much brighter days ahead. I love you so much, Brendan. So let's look at, hold on a minute. Let me look at that baby name letter again. Let's look at this now that this is Brendan. Alrighty. Names. I feel like I want to have this conversation while cuddling, holding your hand and having the other on your belly. It's a dream I can't wait to have. I really like the name Chloe that you suggested. Daphne is another I like. She was a god of streams, springs, and brooks, reminding me of you with the color. For now, I find boys' names more difficult. Robert, Robbie come to mind after my father, grandfather, and my middle name. I like Lucas and Ethan. As I think about this, all I want is to hold you, hold your hand, and look into your eyes and dream about this. Love you. Okay, now let's go to another letter of his to her. Mi amor. Okay. Let's make this. The poem You Save Me is probably the best and most meaningful present I ever received. It is absolutely beautiful. Your heart is beautiful and fills me with warmth. I feel your love all the time. You are incredible. You keep telling me that you are replaceable, but you are different from any person I ever met, any person I ever had a relationship with, male or female. What does that mean? You became my best friend. You're my best friend. Okay. I never wanted to be apart from you. I never wanted to be apart from you. I wanted to do everything with you. Show you the world. I will show you the world. I still do. I want to share my life with you. I want to be your husband, have children with you. I didn't want more children before. You changed that with me. I know you will be an incredible mother. My thoughts are all over the place, so I'm going to try to make sections, but I may jump around. That's the hard part of not using a computer to rewrite and organize. Yeah. Maybe some of the worry you have is because you don't have my things, reminders, visuals. I live with you where you don't live with me currently. I find your hair in my clothes. Your clothes are in the closet. I looked at the dresses and can't wait to see the red one. Your 2 water bottles are on the nightstand with your chargers next to the bed. Your hairbrush with no handle is on the bathroom sink. Your pictures are in the room. Your perfume is on the nightstand with your cream. I can imagine you putting on your cream and perfume and your wonderful smell. Your shoes and flip-flops are next to the nightstand. I sometimes spray your pillow with perfume so it smells of you. You always were the best smelling person in the world. I wash my hair with the Pantene shampoo and conditioner that smells like you. Your pink soap bottle is still in the shower. You helped be change. You helped be change the shower? I think he means me. You helped me change the shower, paint, install new hardware. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I see you. You are truly unforgettable. I have even looked through your laundry basket. Your towel is on the back of the closet door. Most of our calls, I go upstairs and talk to you in the bedroom. I often stare at our picture while we talk. Sometimes I flip through the strips of paper you sent me while we chat. I like to sit at the counter and talk at night or read my book and writing to you. If your spot is on my chest, shoulder, this may be my spot where we spent our first night, long conversations, looking deep into your eyes, holding your hand, rubbing our legs, sharing intimate moments. Obviously, there is comfort in bed, cuddling and laying down, but the counter is where I shared myself. Oh yeah, that's where it's our first time, right? With you. Spoke about my life, my love of you, hopes, dreams, plans. It's where we got to know each other. It's where we flirted, shared drinks, meals, snacks, chocolate-covered strawberries if you were upset, sometimes even more if I couldn't wait to touch you. Things I only shared with you. I think you are the only person that truly loved me. Quick song. Whoopsie. Hold on a minute. Hold on. What happened here? How'd we lose our thing? Hold on. What happened? Okay. Things I only shared with you. I think you are the only person that truly loved me. Quick song. Matchbox 20. Push. It says, I don't know I've ever been good. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that's touched me. And I feel like something's going to give, and I'm a little bit angry. Well, this ain't over. No, not here. Not while I still need you around. You don't owe me. We might change, but we just might feel good. I've never felt comfortable to share myself with anyone besides you. Your openness, honesty, comforting ways was something. I never experienced. You said you thought I was cold before. I probably was. I needed the warmth of your heart to thaw me. You allowed me to be myself, to love you, to be romantic, to feel vulnerable, and then be supported by you. This is by far the most important part of our relationship to me, as I'm crying while writing it. You are my support. You brought out the tremendous love I show for you. I just want to take care of you, keep you forever. Back to the topic of unique things with you. Happiness of listening to songs and singing with you. You were my gym partner that helped me be my strongest in my life. I never had a consistent partner before. Mike in New York, Nishant, Aaron, my New York gym friend, probably never worked out more than 1 to 2 times a month, and definitely not something fun to look at. Your consistency, encouragement, love, my desire to impress you and be my best self for you. Oh boy. Let's see here. Be my best self for you. Really pushed me. You motivate me to be better. OMG. Flirting in the hot tub was incredible. Relaxing, sexy, mentally stimulating, loving. Seeing you walk in public in a thong with me, feeling you were mine was such a turn on, but alas, such a confidence, happiness boost. Riding bikes with you was incredible. The smile you had, riding in the warm summer rain, making the best of every moment. We shared laughter in the day. You're standing on your bike so I can see your arse in the thong on the roads of VB. Then going to lay down on the beach. The perfectness of those moments. I can picture you standing on the bike, looking back at me with a huge smile, with your golden hair instantly beautiful. Is that incredibly beautiful? Playing dress up. Do you realize how romantic that was for me? Watching you get ready, picking out dresses, slipping them on, putting on heels so I can grab you, spin you around and kiss you forever, watch you and brush and blow dry your hair, often naked, underwear, robe. It was a true fantasy done by my dream girl. I never really bought clothes for anyone before. Seeing you so happy to receive them and then watching you wear them has pure bliss and something I love trying to make you happy. Learning about Brazil and Portuguese, I learned more about your culture in a short time than I ever learned Spanish, Puerto Rican food in 38 years. I wanted you to be comfortable. I wanted to talk to your family. I never made sangria before. I never made strawberry margaritas. I never made chocolate strawberry jelly cake. These were the things I did out of love and to impress you. I am obsessed with your happiness. When you are happy, the amount of love, excitement, passion that flow from you is intoxicating. My wrist hurts from writing, LOL. You just called and told me Ryan called. And him. And Kim. We'll see you Monday. Hopefully you get this then. Trying your bridesmaid dress was so romantic. It made me fantasize and envision what would be our wedding. I now want to have an actual wedding, not just the court. I can probably keep going with things that are just about us, but I want to transition. I will never be embarrassed with you. Our relationship will be very public after this. I am super proud of you, proud of being with you. F anyone that isn't on our side. You are an effing hero. This is going to be what everyone realizes. Of course I would be proud of you. If you really want to leave Virginia, USA, I'll go. We can figure it out. I have been thinking about writing a story. These love stories we were reading have nothing compared to ours. Our love is even more intense, more romantic, more tragic. We have the best love in the whole world. I think the name should be Your Room or Mine. I'm committed to you. I will keep being committed. I won't give up. I won't give in. I have died every day. I have died every day. Okay. Waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years, and I will love you for 1,000 more. Oh my gosh. Time stands still. Beauty and all she is. I will be brave. I will not let anything take away what's standing in front of me. Every breath, every hour has come to this. Daphne blue is the color of your robe and shirt of our first date. That's why they want to name their baby Daphne. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't want to talk about it, and I think we both know why. I wish it wasn't automatic the way I want you every time. I see shades of you when I don't want to. It says I do in parentheses. See someone out in your go-to outfit. You got me off track, got me thinking abstract. Baby, look at what you've done. Still got me wanting some. Baby, on body contact. Okay. I love it, but hate that black jeans and Daphne blue. Still make me think of you. This is my current repeat song with you always on my mind. Trying my best, babe. I'm sorry if it isn't enough. That's all I want is you. It is incredibly painful to hear you think you don't want to stay with me. Oh boy. I am feeling very inadequate. I wake up every day thinking, how can I make your life better? I'm so sorry you don't feel like a priority. I take every opportunity to talk, tell you my love, try to plan for you. I am not going to move on from you. I will just wait for you. I'm going to try to write without translation. I'll do my best. Oh boy. You're my person. It's a year. My life is always sad. Okay, Brendan and Juliana Banfield. You told me this was the best time of your life. I hope when this is over you allow that to continue. I believe we will have the most wonderful happy ending. We just have to get there. I hope we keep being each other's support. This is hard enough without being physically together. I really feel we will make it. Looks like we made it. Okay. I previously went years without affairs. You know that. I promise to wait for you. You are my partner. I do not want to dance without you. He looks like such a dancer, doesn't he? But when you see him, you just go, wow, I bet you can dance. I bet you can. I don't want to drink without you. When we got off video chat, I fantasize about you. OMG seeing you with your bra and no bra. Okay. Shite. I can just picture you. I'm so ready to be back in your arms. Your arms, I want you. I don't want anyone else. I don't even think about anyone. I don't even think of dating. I think of my dream girl. That is what you are. I will fight forever for you and do my best to take care of you, provide for you, surprise you, love you with all my heart. I have a lot of joy in surprising you, trying to impress you, trying to show my love and gratitude for you. When we are together, everything feels right. I will keep dreaming of my dream girl. Something I know she is. Love, Brendan. Okay, what about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? Do. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty. So that was... What is this? Grown sound. Oh, this is something when it looks like bacon, but it's not bacon. It's when they were analyzing the groaning sounds. There was allegedly the dog. Groan sounds from exemplar recording. With the 911 call. Okay, let me see here. We looked at Joe Ryan. We looked at that. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, we've got another letter from him. Another letter. Another letter. Get up there. Get up there. Ready for another letter? I hope with every fiber of my body that you don't leave. You had told me this was the best time of your life. I hope you allow our relationship to continue. I hope at a minimum you give us another chance. Don't give up on us, baby. Okay, sorry. You give us another chance to be together. You came here and we fell in love. I think that the best life for both of us, by a very large margin, is together. Together forever and never to part. No one understands what we have been through. I only have pain and suffering without you. Your conversations about leaving or letting me go, setting me free, are the most painful. I hate them. They make me cry every time. You are incredible. You are my person. I believe you will have the best life together. The full and one full of love, happiness, support, fun, laughter, romance, and fulfillment. Sorry about the mess on the page as I'm crying while writing it. I know it sounds selfish, but I don't have anyone without you. My mom is openly hostile and wants to fight every day. Isn't that funny? His mother's paying for her lawyer, his mother's paying for his lawyer, and look how he's writing about her. Wow. Grandma and Mom fight all the time, and Grandma wants her to go. I have basically no friends anymore. You couldn't be further from the truth saying I have everything I need. What I need is you. I hate my life without you. I know we had some issues and arguments, but we always wanted each other. You are my family. You are my dream girl. You are my everything. I always try to think of the long term, and I see so much heartache for both of us if we aren't together. You are still young and have so many options, but I don't think anyone will love each other like we do. You are unique, wonderful, beautiful, loving, and everything I need. Generally, your partner is who you can rely on and be there for you for your whole life. Our parents and grandparents aren't going to be. I think you should very much think what is best for your life. Even if it isn't me, that you should choose what is best for you. I think you will have the best life, love, career, family with me. But maybe you think it will be better back with your family in Brazil, or even with someone else. That is for you to decide. You can probably convince me to go to Brazil with you, and that is what, if that is what you truly want. I am sure we can work and have a wonderful life, but I need you to be sure. But I think our careers will be significantly worse than if we stayed. We don't need to stay in Virginia also. I will only ask one thing. Please give us a chance to please give us a chance to think out together. So think this out together, maybe? Yeah, think this out together. Memories I love. I love taking the day off of work, and I took you out for breakfast after we made love. We went to Founding Farmers, where you had eggs, bacon, potatoes, and hot chocolate with whipped cream. We then went to the Botanical Garden in Vienna and walked around holding hands, talking, looking at the beautiful flowers that could never compare to you. We walked around the lake and sat on a bench where I put my arm around you, and you leaned, cuddling into my chest. We had so many kisses, and I could just stare into your eyes, and I knew how much I loved you. We kept walking and found another bench where you wanted to rest, but this time you sat on my lap, and wow, those kisses were intense. It was such a turn-on. We spoke a lot about your family, and I was learning what a loving and caring person you were. Your laugh, your smile was contagious. You told me you were having a wonderful time. After the Botanical Garden, we went to the movies, and being with you just filled me with joy. Unfortunately, I don't remember the movie, but you told me it was the longest day you ever had. I was thinking how I never wanted it to end, and then I wished for this happiness every day. We were having a relaxing morning, and and we were getting hungry for lunch. We decided to take our bikes to McDonald's. We had lunch together, and then it started raining hard. Oh, this is what she asked him about it was raining hard and they got stuck in the rain. We hung out and called your mom. I practiced Portuguese with both of you. There was a light break in the rain, and we told your mom we were going to make a run for it and go home. It obviously started pouring again. The rain was cool, and there was steam coming off the concrete. You took off your glasses because they were covered in raindrops. You complained about your eyelashes, LOL, but the smiles and laughter on the way home was amazing. When we got home, we took off all the soggy stuff in the laundry room, and we ran upstairs to a hot shower with me watching you naked, but your naked butt. He doesn't even know how to spell. Up the stairs. We kissed, and I held you close while we waited for the shower to get warm. After a long hot shower, we went for a long hot cuddle. I remember you falling asleep first as I pet your hair, thinking you were the best thing on the whole planet. I fell asleep too, after only for us to be woken up over an hour later, still cuddling, never letting go of each other. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, let's see now. Okay, let's see what we got here. Are these his Discord messages? Let me see. All right, hang on a sec. Okay, these are the Discord messages. Let's see here. They're in an Excel sheet, a spreadsheet. So let me... Okay, let's see how this works. Juliana. What is the date on these? 2/15. Okay, this would be leading up to the murder. Let me see. Let me go. This goes the opposite way. So, okay. So this starts on February 8th. And I guess this is him. It says VC. Juliana says, yup. He says VC again with a question mark. Juliana says, yes. He says, she is in bed with lights off. Then he says, I'll come back down after shower. This is February 8th. Juliana says, morning. She says, I'll be downstairs soon. He says, good morning. She says, yesterday talking about my dad being bald. Hold on a minute. Being bald. And I said, my brother cuts his hair. When we go to Brazil, you can get your hair cut with him. LOL. That's a lot of trust, he says. She says, I promised you can trust him. LOL. He says, I figure I would get my hair cut the day before I go. Juliana says he does a great job. He says LOL. Then she says, I thought so, LOL, you can. Then he put an attachment into Discord. Not sure what that was. Juliana says, you're not going to be like this, but that would be funny. Can't deny. This is all Juliana. Then he says, I would just die of embarrassment. Juliana says, LOL. I would laugh a lot about this. Then she says, joking, LOL. I just remembered of telling you this story. I think I never told you that. Little by little, I'll be remembering things to tell you about my crazy family. He says, 3 months ago, tell me a story about your grandpa. Then he puts in a Discord attachment. She says, I totally forgot about that. Sorry. Then she puts a clip from The Office with Steve Carell. Then she says, oh, babe. Minha bunda. Then he says, let's see. Hold on a minute. This is still February 8th. She says, Christine will be leaving around 2 for the hospital and will be there until 12 a.m. Then she says, super engrasado. And he says, sim. Juliana says, estoy rindo. Ha 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 ha. Okay, and then she says, Kanata and Evelyn are coming to our house after 2 p.m., just so you know. He says, sounds good. She says, yup. How's your morning, he says. Friends kebab? He says, kava? Potbelly? This is all him. She says, you can pick. She says, I like all the options. He said, let's do friends kebab. She said, anytime is okay now. Oh, no, he said, anytime is okay now. Let me know your ETA, he said. She says, okay. She says, I'll just get changed. I'll let you know. Leaving now. 23 minutes. Then she says 11:55, 75 minutes here, 5 minutes here. Then she says, thanks for making time for us to have lunch, babe. Excuse me. Thanks for making time for us to have lunch together, babe. You look amazing as always. He says, love you too. Thanks for lunch. You are so sexy. She says, you're amazing, and every time I look at you, I feel so lucky to have you. He says, going to be out without that sweater? Yes. LOL, she says. It's hot. He says, going to send me more pictures? She says, joking, babe. I got changed. He says, you could still send me more pictures. She says, I didn't want to be vulgar with Valerie and at the farm. LOL, she says, I'll send you pictures later, babe. He says, or send me a picture of you and Valerie. She says, I can send pictures wearing that if you want, but always pics of me and Valerie. He says, did you ever take pictures of all 4 of you? Nope. LOL, she says. Just when we were doing some face painting, LOL. Then he says, take another at the farm. Why, LOL, she says. I see. And she looks like Canandra, she said. Not sure anyone did. Then she says, they just left. He says, okay. He says, leaving work. She says, good. She says, did you wash the glasses? He says, yes. Okay, just to make sure, she says. Coming down, he says. Yes, she says. This is now February 9th. Good morning, he says. Morning, she says. He says, how are you? She says, I'm okay, just sleepy. She says, how are you? He says, same. She says, why are you awake? She says, what do you want to do? He says, yes. She says, yes, what? He says, how are you? Juliana says, I'm good, babe. How about you? He says, I'm good. Thanks for having breakfast with me. She says, I'm glad you're good. Thank you for this morning. It was amazing cuddling with you. Hold on a minute. It was amazing cuddling with you, making love, being with you. Thank you. Hold on. For having. Hold on. For having breakfast with me. He says, I thought you might already be asleep. Nope, not sleeping, she says. She says, can I visit you later during your lunch break? I'll be quick, not to mess around in the car or anything. I want to kiss and hug you a bit more. I'm going to sneeze, hold on. He says, probably. Everything okay? She says, yes. He said, she says, maybe I'll go around. Hold on a minute. Sorry. Maybe I'll go around 11:20. Not sure what time I'll be there. Okay. Hold on, I lost my place here. Not sure what time I'll be there. She says, but if you could just go outside, it'll be quick. I'm sorry. Any reason why 11:20, he says? She says, no reason. She says, I just need to come back on time to get Valerie at school. He says, okay, love you. She says, love you too. This is February 9th. She says, boy. She says, I'll be there 11:30. She says, actually a bit late, LOL. I'll let you know when I get there. Then he says, VC. She says, waiting. He says, sec. She says, okay. He says, thank you for the cake. It was really good. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. Crazy. One freaking degree here, okay? Okay. Thank you for the cake. It was really good. Thank you for the effort. I know it was a lot of work. She says, you're welcome, babe. I'm glad you liked it. Hope it made your day a little better. She said she won't be home until 5. That Juliana says that. And Juliana says that I'm sorry I made you think I had something bad to say. And then she said, what time will you be back? He said, don't worry about that. He says, I wasn't too worried, just something that crossed my mind. He said it was a good surprise. Then he said, VC? She says, okay. Good to hear that. He says, laying down. She says, the best time, LOL. He says, come get me when you get home. She said, I will. Need to lay down as well. She says, you can stay in my room if you want, LOL. Or I'll go to yours to get you, she said. He says, coming. She says, let me know your ETA. And now it's February 10th. He says 10. She says, okay. He says, here. She says, coming. Then she said, on February 11th, everything has been stressing me out. It is so much work to see you. I don't know what to do. I think we should talk. He says, what's wrong? She says, I just think we should talk. She was giving him an ultimatum. Okay, he says. We can talk later tonight, he says. She says, see you later. Then she said, I forgot my water bottle. If you see it somewhere, can you get it, please? Thanks. Then she said, I'm awake and downstairs. He says, how are you? She said, I'm good. How are you? He said, I'm good. At the birthday party with Valerie. Then he says, VC. She says, yes. She says, let me know when you can VC. He says, sure. Then he says, VC. She says, here. She says, I'm hoping to leave work in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Sorry. Patient very unstable. Thanks again for helping today. Just so you know, LOL. Oh, so she must have put in that from Christine, okay? Because she said, just so you know. He says, okay. Then he says, VC. Juliana says, now it's 2/12, February 12th. She said she's leaving in 5. She said, so we will be late. Juliana said, if you want to change our plans, whatever. He says, nah. She says, LOL. She says, do you want still to go there? For me, that's fine, even late, she said. Just hoping they still have tickets, though. He says, we can try. Juliana says, okay. She says, I'm ready. She says, I'm just waiting for her now. Where are you waiting? Juliana says. He says, at the curved iron. Oh, okay, says Juliana. Then she says, well, still waiting. She says, do you think it's worth to go to D.C.? And then he says, VC. She is not inside yet, Juliana said, so be careful. He says, here. Then he says, VC. She says, I left. He says, I know. He says, can we talk, please? Question mark. She says, driving. He said, you can talk while driving. She says, I'm okay. We can talk later. He says, I need to talk. This is 2:13. She says, can't talk right now. He says, when will you be back? And then he says, you can, please. I need to talk to you. Please talk to me for 2 minutes. Just thinking maybe it's not worth all of this, she said. All of this stress for both of us. Maybe I should find someone like me. There are a lot of people. Hold on. There are a lot of people out there in the same situation as me about many things. Sometimes someone that I can be with at all times. For everything. Hold on, there's more, but I have to... Hold on. Not a lot of work to be with. Hold on, there's still more. Not a lot of stress, anxiety for both of us. I don't want to destroy, to risk. Hold on a minute. This is so crazy. Why is this not going? I don't want to destroy. Let me see something. Hold on. Where's this spreadsheet? Not good. I don't want to risk and destroy your life. I don't want to risk everything. You have no idea how I feel. Hold on, let me just get this and put this in something else. It's like, it's like, okay. You have no idea how I feel, and it's getting harder. You have everything you need and want. Don't waste your time with me. Nobody here. I don't have anything, not even family. Okay, so she's putting the pressure on, right? But I just don't know why he was so smitten with her. Okay, then she said, you have no idea how shite I feel many times, and like today, pictures with Valerie to send to her, videos, etc. This is just an example, but it's not easy, and it's getting harder. Okay. And then he says, please answer the phone. She says, I'm at the gym, no signal. He says, please let me talk to you. She says, I need to go back in the car then. He says, okay. She says, in the car. She said, the light always turns on when I go through the backyard. They can notice it. He says, it's okay. She says, I think I should wait more. He says, you can go. She says, okay, I parked in the circle. She says, I could see you guys through the window. She says, I'll wait. He says, you can see in because of the light. He says, you can't see anything outside behind the curtain. She said, I was going through the back of the house, not from the side. But I'll wait. I'm fine in the car, she says. I think I'll go inside upstairs and then I'll go downstairs if they don't take too long upstairs, because you have to go to sleep soon. We can talk tomorrow as well, no problem. He says, come downstairs, please. She says, I'm not going to do this. He says, okay. He says, they are going to bed. Let's talk. She says, we should wait more. No, she says. He says, it's okay. Come downstairs, please. Good night. She says, good night. She says, can I go upstairs? He says, yes. She says, okay. She says, they just left for school. Let me know when you can. VC, or we can talk when you get back home. He says, VC, question mark? She says, sorry, I just woke up. She says, I was super sleepy. Now, this is Valentine's Day. And he says, Valerie and I are going to New York on 2/24. Do you want to come with us? She says, I told you I'm seeing other people. We spoke about this already. I won't be going. I'm sure you two will have a good time. Who's that? Who is that? Who's there? Oh my gosh, you look so crazy. What are you doing?
There's no way you can tell it's me.
Your whole, like, it was blacked out. It looked really crazy. You looked really tall and like a really lunatic guy.
Who you thought it was?
I don't know. I thought you were a stranger.
Brother.
What?
Brother.
I'm telling you. Okay. What are you doing? You're going to work out now?
Yeah.
My gosh, what time is it?
I don't know.
It's almost 2 in the freaking morning.
I gotta get my workout in.
Yeah, that's crazy. Who's going to spot you?
No, I'm not doing nothing that needs to spot me.
I hope not. Okay. All right. So, then, let's see. She says, where was I? Oh, I'm seeing other people. We spoke about this already. I won't be going. I'm sure you two will, and this, they've asked him about this on the stand, about her breaking up with him and stuff, but then they had the timelines wrong. It sounded like he said, I'm sure you two will have a good time. He says, how are you? Do you want to talk? She says, I'm okay. We can talk if you want. She says, I'm in the car. What you want? He says, VC? She says, I'll talk to you later. You must be busy. Hope you're feeling better. This is 2:15 now. She said, just got here. He says, we can chat. She says, but I just got here. Almost done here, she says. He says, I hope you enjoyed it. She says, not ready yet. Maybe in 10 minutes. He says, okay. She says, I don't know, trad you. Ready? I just got my eyelashes done, she says, and got a snack at the Brazilian store. He says, I hope you relaxed. Maybe more chocolates? How are you today? She says, no, it's 2/17, February 17th. She says, not 100% yet, but better. How are you? Any better? He says, sinus issues. I guess I'm a bit better. My voice sounds better. She says, glad to hear. She says, hopefully you'll be 100% soon. And that was 2:17. So hold on a minute. I got to put my watch on the charger. Together forever. Okay. Yay. Okay, let's see now. So that's that. That's the Discord. Next. It's either a dog that he says it's his dog. This guy that probably killed his wife. So. Okay, so that was the one there, and let's see, and then there's another one. What the heck is this? What is this? I don't even remember this in court. I hear wind chimes. I hear a bird. It sounds like a storm. Yeah, wind chimes. This is like I Spy, but with your ears. Together forever. People are going to think this is like rain sounds to go to sleep with. Right? We're all going to fall asleep. Let's see what the heck is this. Lay back and you feel very relaxed. And you're feeling very relaxed from the top of your head. Just going to go to the bottom of your feet. You're going to get more relaxed. Oh my goodness. Down to your shoulders, and all the tension is running out of your shoulders, and they're loose and relaxed. Download this so we can put this on. I can stop this one and move it ahead because this one doesn't want me to move it ahead. Let me move it ahead. Let's see what we've got here. This is the end. Uh-oh. What was that at the end? Let me hear that again. Sound like 2 gunshots, people screaming? Hold on. Oh, they're trying to say that right there, he's trying to say that's the dog. Someone's trying to say that's Joe Ryan. But that sounds like a dog. Because the gunshots come after. That's the dog. Yeah, there's too far in between, and then you hear the gunshots at the end. Listen. It's a dog. That's a dog. That's a dog. Dog. That's not Joe Ryan. That's a dog. The bird's getting louder. The bird's coming closer to wherever this thing is. door opening. Screaming. 2 shots. Coughing. Sounds like a female scream. 2 shots. Squeaky door. There was a squeaky door opening first. That's definitely a dog. I don't hear anything from Joe Ryan at all. Did you guys? I'll play the last minute. It's a dog. Here's the last minute. Here it goes. There's a door. Squeaky door. Is that them coming into the basement? Sounds like he's getting his gun out. Making a lot of noise. Going up the stairs. Do you hear that? Ah, it almost sounds like a... That scream almost sounds like my kids would play this game, Hungry Shark or something, and the woman would scream. I think the woman had that same scream. Did you hear that? It sounded like a game. That was weird. And then that time I didn't hear the gunshots. Sounded like I just heard a scream there. That's weird, because it sounds like he's shot him and then he's running downstairs again. Doesn't it sound like that? Let me see what you say. That's weird. And she sounds just like that computer game. Let's see what you think. I'm going to have nightmares about this. The dog was trying to warn. That is a scream. A scream, yes, okay. You hear raspy whispering. I think you heard a Bigfoot. The dog sensed something. But it's weird because when you hear the squeaky door, is that them coming in the basement and then he's running up the stairs? But then, hold on a minute. I've got to see where this was recorded. This was on his phone? Why? That doesn't make sense. It can't be his phone, but then it's got to be on him because you can hear it like he's reaching for something in it and it's going across the recording device or something, right? Let's see where this was recorded. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the 1.4 second audio of the groan that we heard was made by Lily following a shooting. It was captured during a 911 call made from inside the Banfield home on the morning of the killing. A forensic expert testified that the sound is consistent with the dog, while other evidence included body camera footage. The recording, the audio featured a groan. It was recorded during a 911 call. Let's see here. The defense argued the sound was the dog. A detective testified that they believed the sound was human. The recording was part of the evidence in the trial. But wait a second. Just stop for a minute here because where is that really long recording from? That recording is an hour and 25 minutes. Where is that from? That's not from a 911 call. Where is that hour and 25 minutes recorded from? Hold on a second. Just hold on a second because something's weird here. I'm just checking in the middle of this. I can hear cars. It sounds like it's recorded with an outside camera, like a Ring camera or something. But that doesn't make sense because then when he's going up the stairs, you can hear that like interference noise, like when he's going to get his gun or something, that it's... That's a dog. Now that sounds like an ambulance. That is an ambulance. The dog's doing that because he hears the ambulance. is so strange. Surprised my dogs are not going crazy hearing this. This is like 4 minutes from the end now. I still don't understand how this is a 911 call. This is not. There's no way. And if that was an ambulance that was coming to the house, they would already be dead. I don't know, but I don't understand. It doesn't make sense, Jen, because he was at McDonald's. So who was recording for an hour and 25 minutes? Something, I don't know where this recording is from. And if that, did you hear an ambulance? If that was an ambulance, then they were already dead. I don't get it. Does anybody get this? I don't think so, because it seems like it's recorded downstairs or so, like, and then it's like in his jacket or something when he's running up the stairs. That's definitely a dog. That's not a man. Sounds like you would hear the cars on the street. But they live in a cul-de-sac. It's not like a busy street. See, that's weird. That's the gun. But it sounds like he coughs, doesn't it? And sounds like he runs down the stairs. So, who killed Christine? I don't know. This is weird now. Now I'm really confused. What the heck is that? If I was on the jury, I would have to know what the heck that is. I need to know who recorded that. I need to know who coughed. I don't even remember him being questioned about this. I heard them talking about a dog. But what about the gunshots? What the freak? Now I've got to research this. Sorry, I've got to research this. Now I'm all freaked out. I don't know what that is. This is almost like that Mayo Miliete stuff, and there was that camera with like 10 gunshots that picked it up. Okay. I don't remember anybody saying anything about this. Okay. What is this, a joke? I mean, there's nothing here. Hold on a minute. This is crazy. All right, hold on. There's one other thing here. Let's see if this Ticketmaster, what is this? Oh, this is somebody's mail here. Let's see what this is. Lululemon. Teachers are canceling 90%. 90s classic, the Rainbow Fish. Frozen touring. Oh, this was somebody looking there. Okay, so this has nothing to do with that. What the freak is that? How come nobody's talking about this? BB Exhibit 378. Okay, let's see. Why is nobody talking about this? This is really weird. Really, really weird. What is this? Okay, you got to be kidding me right now. Hold on, I've got to find something. Okay, let me see here. Trying to see this. If anybody mentions this. How come? Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Nobody's talking about this recording. What is up with this? Okay, let me see here. Okay, let me see. Oh boy. I don't understand. Either people have. Okay, someone's got to talk about this. This is crazy. What is going on? How could no one be talking about this? I don't know. This is bizarre. This is beyond me. Okay, let me just say something. Okay, let me see here now. Why do they not say this? How could nobody mention this? Okay, let's see what this says now. All right. Now this is salacious testimony. Let's see. Brendan's supervisor testified about the mornings of the murder. Okay, we heard that. All right. Brendan met women on Sugar Baby site. Yes, we know about that. Expert says sound and background of 911 call matches audio of Banfield's dog. An audio-video expert, Nick Barrero, testified that a groan heard in the background of a 911 call made at the Banfield's home on the morning of the killings matches with sounds made by the family dog Lily. Yes, I can say to a high degree of forensic certainty that the apparent groaning sound in the 911 call is consistent with the dog groaning, sounds found in the exemplary recording. And would your conclusion be any different if you were retained by the prosecution? John Carroll asked. No, my conclusion would be exactly the same because my analysis is based strictly on the objective data, the spectrograms, and the audio characteristics, not on which party is actually requesting the analysis. I tell everybody that hires me I'm not an advocate for either side. I'm an advocate for the evidence. Man approached detective during lunch break. Okay, Brandon claims that Christine had a BDSM affair when they lived in New York. During redirect, Brandon said Christine had a BDSM affair with someone when they lived in New York prior to moving to Virginia. He said he found out about the affair after noticing bruises on her arm. He said he suggested to her that they go back to therapy. I questioned her enjoyment of it. It was a pretty emotional conversation. Wow, who else says that? Brendan then went on to say that Christine, who worked as a SA nurse examiner at the time, had an interest in sexual violence. She did many examinations on both men and women, people that were hard, some pretty graphic. What do you say? Pretty graphic things. She used to bring some of her documents home, so I was aware that she seemed to look at them relatively often. What, Brandon? That sounds crazy. Okay. The prosecutor also questioned Brandon about that 14-page love letter he wrote to Juliana. Here you said that she's your gym partner, helped you to be the strongest in your life. You never had a consistent partner before. And he says, yes, that was referring to a gym partner. And then she said, I'm obsessed with your happiness. And he says, yes. She asked about the baby names, the Discord messages, and in this one you're discussing baby names for future children. He said this is something that she wanted to talk about. Just before the cross of Brendan, his lawyer asked him if he was aware of where he shot Joseph Ryan. He says, I wasn't sure where I hit him until we had discovery. He said he didn't know he had shot Ryan in the head until a preliminary hearing. Oh, and he denied ever making her go outside and yell and everything. He denied that. He testified about why the Banfield's home had unique triple-pane windows. He said the couple started shopping for windows in 2021 and wanted them because they got a lot of sunshine via southern exposure and the house got too warm. His defense attorney asked if he ever went outside to scream and see if the au pair could hear him from inside the house. And he said, no, that's ridiculous. He said he did ask the au pair if it's possible the neighbors couldn't hear the shots because of the windows. Brendan said he told Juliana to call 911 at least twice, but she appeared too shocked to move after she shot Ryan. He said after the au pair shot Ryan, she seemed to be stunned and was just standing there not doing anything, and I yelled at her to call 911. Again, Brendan said at that point she seemed to come out of her trance, and I know that she just started working on her phone. Carol asked Brendan why he didn't call 911. Brendan testified he was tending to his gravely wounded wife when he heard a shot and saw the au pair had opened fire. Christine told me that she was bleeding out and that she was sorry and that she loved me. Brendan said he heard a shot and turned and saw Juliana with a gun. I was stunned. Brendan said he warned police when he burst into the bedroom. So he's claiming he didn't shoot him at all, that it was all Juliana, or that he did shoot him. I don't know. When did he shoot him? I guess he's saying he shot once, she shot once. But where did he say that? When would he have shot him again? But what about this recording? What the heck is it? And why is no one saying anything about it? And why are they putting it in the evidence and no one's saying anything? What's going on? This is so freaky. Okay, and he showed little to no emotion when he was describing his wife being stabbed to death in front of him. What proved damaging was simply what Brandon said about the au pair. By the way he tried to draw lines about his feelings, he acknowledged extensive correspondence, emotional reliance, and intimate exchanges, yet attempted to compartmentalize those communications as something short of love until after his wife's death and closer to when the au pair was arrested. The distinction mattered legally, but it likely landed awkwardly with the jury. Jurors aren't parsing labels. They are assessing credibility and the effort to minimize the depth of that relationship despite the volume and tone of the letters and messages, risk sounding calculated rather than candid. In a moment that called for emotional clarity, the testimony instead created distance. In criminal trials, credibility isn't about consistency. It's about when a story emerges. By the end of the day, Banfield didn't come across as a grieving husband relieving trauma. He came across as someone explaining himself carefully, analytically, and without visible remorse. That's a dangerous posture in front of a jury deciding intent. I don't know what the heck. I don't know. I don't know why no one is mentioning that recording, the gunshots, nothing. All they're talking about is a dog moaning. Are you kidding me? Hey there, Marie. How are you? Marie San Diego, how are you? Do you follow this case? Hi, Hammer Hatch. How you doing? You'll be right back? Okay, Hammer Hatch. Hi, Pet Nanny Nancy. How are you? How's it going? Hi, Ann Chapman. It's from the court. It's from the evidence. It's from the court. We don't know the source. All it says is a WAV file. It's crazy. Did you guys hear that? Marie, do you follow this case? Who follows this case? Hammer Hatch, anybody? Who follows the case? Who follows the case? Hammer Hatch. Marie. Pet Nanny Nancy. Anybody? Artie. And if anybody becomes a member, we have a special song that we'll play that we've never played. We've never played this second song, ever. So if you become a member tonight, you get a special song, and then you get member perks. And we're going to do a movie night this weekend. So, who knows anything about this? Hammer Hatch? Are you back? I haven't seen you in a long time, Hammer Hatch. I remember you a long, long time ago. Marie? Where are you guys? You fell asleep? What's going on? Did you guys hear that recording? How could nobody be talking about this? All they're talking about is the dog in that. Nobody's talking about the gunshots and the woman screaming. And where did this come from? Hi there. I have lost you for a year. How did you lose me for a year? Oh my gosh, that's upsetting. But we're going to play the super chat song for you, okay? But I don't know how you lost me for a year. Thank you for the super chat. Well, you better bookmark me now that you found me again. You better hit that bell so you don't lose me anymore. It's not good to lose me. Let me get the song for you. You follow the case? Okay, good. Talk to me. You want to call in? Want to call in and come up here? If you want to call in and come up here, let me know. You email me and I'll send you the number because I need to know about this recording of where this is from because I'm going crazy and I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight until I find it out, and I've looked and I can't find anything, and I'm ready to, I don't know what I'm ready to do, but I'm going to play the super chat song for you. So hold on 1 second, okay? Because we appreciate your super chat. So let me just do that real quick. And then, so Rambler, super chat, let's do this one.
Whoa, super chat, look at you. Said that love, we see it too. Thank you, Rambler, shining bright. Stars align, brightening the space of mine. Every gift you bring so sweet makes this moment feel complete. Lights are glowing, hearts are true. Every word we feel with you. Super chat, you light the room like a star in midnight blue.
It's a little bit long. I think we have to shorten it a little bit, but it's a good song. Okay, thank you. Our membership song is shorter. I don't know why they made that song like really long, but it's nice. It's a nice song. Okay. Let me get, no, my name is always Mommy Ramblings. Used to be Mommy Ramblings blog. That's the handle now, but now it's Mommy Ramblings LLC, but it's still Mommy Ramblings. So you're on the West Coast. Hi, UHP. All right, so tell me now, Marie. You lost me for a year. Now you found me. We found each other again. We're not going to write letters like Brandon wrote. That was crazy, but we found each other again. That's great. Now don't lose me again. And tell me what you know about this recording. Did you hear it? It's almost like the Mayo Miliete recording where you hear all those gunshots. There's 10 gunshots. Where you hear gunshots, you hear somebody going up the stairs, but it doesn't make sense. The recording is like an hour and 25 minutes where you mostly hear birds outside and wind chimes, and then you hear a dog intermittently groaning, moaning, whatever you want to say, howling. I don't know what he's doing. And then at the last minute, it sounds like you hear a squeaky door. Sounds like you hear like franticness up the stairs. It sounds like, I don't know if you have kids or if they've ever played that game. What is it called? Hungry Shark? It sounds exactly like the scream of that woman in Hungry Shark. I don't know if you've ever heard that. It almost sounds like a game. and then you like hear that, and you hear gunshots, and then you hear someone coughing, and it sounds like they're running down the stairs. Doesn't make sense, because at one time when the dog's howling before that, you hear like an ambulance. So the gunshots came later. Like, what's going on? Maya Miliete lived about a block from you? Really? And isn't it terrible? They've never found her body. I used to get messages from her sister all the time, and now they were always doing stuff about the case. But now what's Larry's, and Larry got arrested, and what the heck is going on with Larry? That was a crazy case, right? Remember all of Larry's stuff? Remember those pictures and stuff? That poor woman. What happened to her? Where is she? Do you remember the 911 call that had the gunshots at the end? Not a 911 call. It was like a neighbor's camera. Remember? And it had gunshots at the end of it. You remember that? Like 10 shots. Yeah, oh, isn't that silly? How silly of me. Are you the West Coast and your name is San Diego? I must be tired tonight. I'm not on my game, huh? Yeah, he's in jail, but what are they doing with him? He's been in there for a couple years now, right? Okay, so tell me. Oh, we remember it all. Yeah, you do. Tell me about this, Marie. What are we doing here with this, Marie? What do you think this is? Did you hear it, Marie? Did you hear it? Do you want me to put the very end of it on for you? Did you hear it? Larry goes to trial in May now. Really? In May? Seems like they've forgotten about him almost. I mean, you don't hear anything, huh? But I guess he goes in May. All right. What do you think, Marie? Did you hear this recording? I can't find anything about it, even on like message boards about the case. Hammer Hatch, where are you? Who knows about this recording? Pet Nanny Nancy, where are you? What's going on? Okay, I'm going to play the last minute of it, okay? Now you listen to the last minute of it, all right? Because it's like an hour and 25 minutes, but I'm going to play the last like minute of it, okay? All right, just listen. Listen. Let me see. There's a part in it where it sounds like an ambulance is coming, and then there's a dog. Well, I'm just going to let you hear a little. Let me hear a little bit in the middle, a little bit till I find that. You see, it sounds like cars. Now, wait. Don't get scared when the dog howls, okay? Here's the birds. You hear birds. Now wait. I think it's about 117 that... Now listen. Sounds like you hear an ambulance. The truck. You hear the sirens? Yeah, you hear the sirens though? And the dog is going to start in a minute. Sounds like a train. Well, there's a siren. Listen. Keep listening. You thought you heard a train too? Okay, listen. Okay, I'm going to put it ahead now to where you listen. Okay, wait. I don't want to put you ahead that much. I don't want to put you ahead that much. Let me see what I'm on. Okay, so I'll put you ahead a little bit. Okay, you've got about 2 minutes, and then you're going to hear the action, okay? And it's going to be fast. You're going to hear a squeaky door. And it sounds like who's ever recording this, when they're grabbing their gun, their hand is going in front of the recording device. But just listen, I'll be quiet. Keep listening. It's coming up. There's the dog. The door's gonna open up. That's it. Now you hear like that. Okay, I thought, yeah, it has to be a Ring camera, right? But if it's a Ring camera, explain to me how, when he's going for the gun or whatever he's pulling out of his pants, it's sounding like he's going in front of the microphone of it. And then tell me something else. How come they're saying that this was heard on a 911 call and this recording is an hour and 25 minutes? This is not a 911 call. I have the 911 call. There's nowhere in the beginning of this that there's the 911 call. This starts with this kind of stuff, and it keeps going. And nobody is talking about this at all. The only thing they talked about was the one recording of the dog howling, and it's a very short recording of the dog howling. Okay, it's this one. Not that one. Sorry, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the one I just played for you. It's the second one. This is allegedly from the 911 call. That right there. And here's what I don't understand, because we have the 911 calls. Okay. Let's see. 911 call.
February 24, 2023, 7:47, 32.
Fairfax County 911, where's your emergency? Hello, Fairfax County 911.
February.
I heard it that time. That is the dog. But Liz, did you hear that? That is the same thing. That's what they said. That is the dog. I never noticed that before. That's when he told her to hang up.
February 24, 2023, 7:47, 32.
Fairfax County 911, where's your emergency? Hello, Fairfax County 911.
February 24.
That's when she hung up.
2023.
Okay, so that's the dog, but
39.
But how come we don't know about? I don't get it. Do you? And then this is when they called.
February 24.
They called her back, I think.
2023, 7:47, 49.
Oh, this is when they were calling her and she didn't answer.
Please leave your message February 5/27, 2023, 80205.
Hold on, let me shut that
Fairfax
down.
County 911, where's your emergency?
I need help. There is my friend, she just been stuck in the knife now. She's bleeding a lot. I don't know what to do anymore.
Okay, where are you located? What's your address? Take a deep breath for me and tell me your address.
I can't.
Okay, 13. Take a deep breath for me. You're on Stablebrook Way? Are you on Stablebrook Way? What's your house number?
What's the number of this?
Is there somebody else there that can give me the address?
13230 Stablebrook Way.
Okay. And what's your name and what's going on?
My name is Brendan Banfield. I'm a federal agent. This is my house. There's somebody here. I shot him. But he stabbed her. She's bleeding. She got several marks on her neck. What do I do with it?
Okay. So what I need you to do is apply direct pressure directly to where she's bleeding from, okay? And if it becomes, just add more cloth to what's already there. How old is the person?
I don't know.
The person that's bleeding?
37.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought about that too, Pet Nanny Nancy, his Alexa or something, but it doesn't make sense because how come when you hear the squeaky door and it sounds like he's running up the stairs, you hear like, okay, let's say you have a phone, right? So then it sounds like his phone might be here and then he's trying to get his gun and it's like all interference with the microphone. So how could that be his Alexa or something? It doesn't make sense, and it's for hours and hours before they're in the house. I'm lost though. And how come they haven't mentioned it in court? Like, did he have a recording device in there to record what happened, like, that he set somehow? And did he grab it when he was going up the stairs? That's possible, but why haven't they mentioned this call? Like, why haven't they mentioned this? I don't understand. This is going to really irk me. Wait a minute. How can we hear anything when they have these triple pane windows? I have never heard this recording. That's what I don't know. Isn't it ridiculous? It's driving me crazy now. I've listened to this whole trial and I didn't hear anything about this. Hi user, how are you? I didn't hear anything about this. I'm so lost. So, where is it? How come there's nothing about it? Let me see something. Hold on a minute, because I put the wrong number in before for the, because it's the evidence that was admitted on January 29th. And it is, let me see here. Let me just make sure which one it is. If it's 378 or 379. Okay. See? Now, right when that goes on. Oh, wait a minute. I hear a door in the beginning. Okay. Now that's making sense. So hold on a minute. Let me hear the very beginning. So he set it and left it there and walked out the door. Why would he do that? Is that what he said? He was trying to record the dog? But what did he leave there? Because he had his phone in McDonald's. So what is this and how? All right, let's listen to this again. This is the beginning. There's the door. There's the basement door. Now here's the dog whining. But you can hear the wind chimes. So he either has the windows open, but that wouldn't make sense. Why'd he get triple pane windows then if he has the windows open? I don't get it, do you? What is this? You can hear the birds. And where do you hear this street noise from? This makes no sense. I'm sorry. This makes no sense. Was this something that he could listen to while he was in McDonald's? To make sure if this guy was coming in that he didn't do anything? Is this? Nobody asked him about this. This is bizarre to me. Phone in jacket located by a doggy door. This au pair is just immature and is creepy if you ask me. How he got either... Did you see his letters to her and their... Oh, hi 61, how are you? I don't understand. And look, I've searched everywhere. Where is this recording? Who recorded this? And what about the ambulance? When did you find... It's in the evidence. Not that I heard. It's 1 degree here. Hi. They know. I just checked everywhere. They went over the. They went over that the groaning on the. Hold on a minute. I gotta check one thing. Carol said to him, "Why did you record the dog?" Hold on. Just 1 second. Let me see something. Why did you record the dog? John Carroll asked. Let's see. Hang on, we're going to see. All right, let's see. See, it says audio video expert Nick Barrero testified that a groan heard in the background of a 911 call made at the Banfield's home on the morning of the murders matches with sounds made by the family dog Lily. Yes, so I can say to a high degree of forensic certainty that the apparent groaning sound in the 911 call is consistent with the dog's groaning sound found in that exemplar recording. So this must be the exemplar recording. And would your conclusion be any different if you were retained by the prosecution? Attorney John Carroll asked, and he said no. Okay? He said, I'm an advocate for the evidence. So the defense is questioning Barrero, who spoke briefly last week about his experience and background. He's now speaking about the evidence that he reviewed, which included the 911 call and audio of the Banfield's dog barking. Okay. But okay, so this is an exemplar recording. What is an exemplar recording? Let's look that up. An exemplar recording is a controlled, high-quality audio sample of a person's voice, specifically created for comparison with a questioned or unknown recording. Okay, so that... But no, where did this recording come from? Can't find anything. This is crazy. This is crazy. How could they not say where this is from? Okay, this is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Nobody talks about a recording that has the gunshots on it. Are you kidding? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. All right, hold on a minute. Let me see what this says. I can't believe nobody is talking about this. I just don't get it. What the heck? Let me see here. Brendan Banfield. Somebody's got to be talking about this. I'm sorry. Somebody somewhere knows something. What would this be from? Nobody's talking about this. This is nuts. I don't know. This is crazy. I'm looking everywhere and not one person is talking about this. This is from the evidence that was admitted January 29th, 2026. Brendan Banfield exhibit. Their exhibit 378 and 379. Something's just bizarre. Where is this from? Oh, we'll hear Joseph Ryan when he goes in, right? I forgot about that. We should hear Joseph Ryan when he goes in the house. And what would the dog do when Joseph Ryan goes in? Somebody he doesn't know. That doesn't even make sense. The dogs. Is that Joseph Ryan going in? Right there. I forgot that we would hear him. Yeah, but did you just hear the door? There's too much time. Unless that was Juliana going out of the house. That's way too much time if that was him going in. Hi, Rachel. You know what? I didn't see the dogs in the video cameras from police body cams. Did anyone else see them? No, I didn't see them. Hi, Rachel. No, she's not yet, though. Not yet. But maybe that was Juliana going out. Maybe the first one was Brendan going out, and that was Juliana. Because there's no way that Joseph Ryan came in that much time had elapsed. Now my dogs, I knew it was going to only be a matter of time before they... How weird. That's a bird. But you're right, then the windows must be open, and that just throws the whole thing of the triple pane glass out the window, right? Unless... I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't get how no one is talking about this. Tomorrow they will. The recording and the triple pane windows doesn't make any sense. Not at all. But let me see. Joseph Ryan has to come into the house at, let me see. This, where's this? Hold on. Where's my glasses? I need my freaking glasses. No, that had to be Juliana. But that's so much time. An hour and 25 minutes this recording went on. That's too much time. Hold on a minute. 22:30. Just remember 22:30. Let me go to 22:30. It's Joseph Ryan has to get into the house. Let's go to 57. But he wouldn't be in the house for 25 minutes. That sounded like somebody coming in again. And that's at 57 minutes. Okay, now this is an hour and 6 minutes. I'd say now I hear a dog barking. Hour and 7 minutes. Now we're at an hour and 8 minutes. And the whole thing is an hour and 25 minutes. The birds are sounding like really stirred up. Might be Joseph Ryan. Sounds like a car stopped, came in. Now it sounds like the engine stopped. Well, here if he opens the door, it's at now a minute, it's almost a minute, 10 minutes. I'm in an hour, 10 minutes. Is he parked in the cul-de-sac? That sounds like a gunshot. Didn't it? Didn't that sound like a gunshot? Now we're at a minute, and I'm in an hour and 11 minutes. We have a cold advisory. Yeah, no kidding. We're freezing to death here. I'm in a freaking winter jacket in my house. It's walking. A minute 12. I heard some. Hi, Bank. It sounds very windy, but it doesn't look that very windy when they have the police cam of him. Here's another car pulling up. They live in a freaking cul-de-sac. They don't live on like some main drag. He's got to be going in now. But I heard a gunshot before. You missed craft night, Binky. Oh, it's another car. See? I'm gonna have to listen with my earpods on. Do you hear screaming? I don't know, hi. They live in a cul-de-sac. Hi there, seeker. How come we haven't heard Joseph Ryan come in? Heard a beep of a horn. Oh, okay, Seeker, we're trying to listen to this. Nobody knows anything about this. They just... So weird. Let me see what time we're at, because... Yeah, any minute they're gonna come in, so we never even heard Joseph Ryan. They're going to open the door. See, he grabs the recording device. Okay. See that? That's them. But how come we never heard Joseph Ryan come in the house? How come we never heard Joseph Ryan come in the house? And you know what's weird? Joseph Ryan had to be in the house 5 or 6 minutes. It's why I keep thinking that Christine was drugged. How would they make sure that she wasn't going to move? And what if she called the police? This is what I don't get. When Juliana calls him at McDonald's to tell him that a man walked in the house and they get there, how many minutes are elapsed? And if Christine did not invite this man over, they took her phone so she couldn't call 911. They put it in the kitchen drawer. But it's such a chance to take. He had to be in there with her for minutes. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I don't know why no one is talking about this recording. No one. It's just crazy. Hi, Daniela. How are you? No, actually, the dog was doing that way before. He was doing it, I think, to the sirens, but this is before. And no one is talking about this. No one. I don't get it. I don't get it, but it's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We got to do our word game. But yeah, I don't get why no one's talking about it. Tomorrow they'll talk about it. Tomorrow they'll be like, what is that? Oh my gosh. For those of you that are new, we all do the daily puzzle before we go to bed to clear our minds and That was super easy. Yeah, the sirens, your dogs do that, but that last plaintiff, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. Nobody knows about it. How does nobody know about it? Oh, that was an easy one. Hey, look, we did January. Look at that. Yay! I don't remember doing that, did I? Beauty has power, but so does a donut. Let's claim the donut. Okay, we did all of January, and we got a donut. Yay! Okay. January's over. February, that means next month is spring. Yay! It's 1 degree here. It's 1 degree. It's crazy. I'm so nuts. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. That was an easy one, right, Hi? It was an easy one. We had a couple of hard ones last night when we played, but I don't know. I'm exhausted. Tomorrow we'll have an auction. Maybe we'll have a movie night tomorrow. We'll have to figure out what we want to watch for members, Patreons. I want somebody to explain this recording. I don't know why I can't find anything. You know what would be a really good gift if somebody could find out what this recording is from. It was admitted into evidence yesterday, but nobody knows anything about it. The winter has been so cold. Yeah, usually January is the coldest, but this is just relentless. And Jimmy says it's going to be another week. It's relentless. Carolyn, yeah, I'm going to be going to sleep now. I'm going to go to sleep. Yeah, and you better you subscribed, Marie, and you hit the bell for all notifications. Marie lost me for a year. Come on, Marie, you can't lose me for a year. That's not good. Make sure you're subscribed, and make sure that you hit the bell for all those notifications. Don't even tell me about your 85 degrees, because I'm going to tell you where to take it, okay? And that's going to be in the nicest way I can. I'm going to tell you where you can take that. Not nice. Not nice. You better not lose me again. Good night, Daniela. Love you too. Yeah, everybody, I love you guys. God bless. Prayers for all that need them, and we all need them. And we all, I mean, we got to get warm here. This is ridiculous. Okay? 85 degrees. I don't even want you to hear that. 1 degree. How's that? That sound good? 1 degree. You think that's normal? It's not. You've been in the 50s in Central California. I don't even want to hear about the 50s. I don't want to hear about the 50s, Rochelle. I don't want to hear about any of that. 31 degrees still. I'll take 31 degrees would be a heat wave, Daniela. 1 degree. What do you have, Hi? Will somebody have it worse than me? Come on, Hi. You have it worse? What do you have? It's ridiculous. 1 degree. I want to hear what Hi has. Tell me Hi. -2 or something like that. Just make me feel better. -3. Okay. -3. Hi. Why did you leave? The cost of gas. Who left? High's in Colorado. I don't think High ever lived out there. High's in Colorado. '50s to '60s in California. All you people with your California, you Binky included, okay? You have no business coming in here and talking about that. It's not right. It's not nice. Not nice. Oh, get out of here now, 20 degrees. That's not fair, High. None of that is fair. You all are not fair. So I'm going to go take my ball and go home. And I'm going to go upstairs to bed and get under the covers. And I'm just ridiculous. Oh, they said they lived out in San Diego for 17. Oh, maybe I missed that. Hi, I didn't know you lived in San Diego for 17 years. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Maybe I did and I forgot. I don't know. Anyway, guys, God bless. Prayers. See you tomorrow, okay? Be good. Try to find out where that recording came from. I will too. All right? Everybody have a good one. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.